welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a film review of an absolute gore fest. Today we're looking at Peter Jackson's Bad Taste that I received on Blu-ray from Vintage Film or Rare Films. So let's have a look at the little release. So this is the edition of Mal Gusto or Bad Taste, the Spanish release. Let's have a little look at it. Let's open the cellophane. This is on Blu-ray. I believe it's region 3, directed by Peter Jackson. And it has the disc in there. No reversible sleeve, no booklet or anything. Just a simple, basic sort of Blu-ray release, which sometimes can be quite nice as long as the film's good. It's a very simplistic, back to basics kind of Blu-ray release. No special features as such, like art cards, posters or anything like that. But let's have a look to see if there is any extra features on the disc. So this is the main menu for Bad Taste. So any extra features, which will probably be as a making of, and that's it. And that is the special features on Bad Taste. And once again, I didn't expect much to be honest on this one, but there you go. Just to let you know, it comes up with 3 languages, none of them English. So to watch it in English, you need to go into your player or your PlayStation 5, whatever you're going to be watching it on, and go to the options on there and change the audio there to English, and then you get the English audio. So it's fine. It only took me about 30 seconds to sort that out, and we were into the film. So let's talk about the film. So we joined the Fab Four, or the boys, if you like. We've got Ozzy, we've got Fred, we have Derek, and we have Barry. And these are the boys, and they get called in to solve problems, like alien problems. And we were in this little sort of town, or little village, or on the outskirts of New Zealand by the coast, or somewhere like that. And they're investigating this so-called alien sort of like invasion of this village, and there's no one there. There's absolutely no one there when Barry and Derek are there, but they do come across a couple of our sort of alien zombies, but it doesn't take long for them to get polished off. Barry takes one out with his gun and sort of blows his head off, and I can't show you any of this, it's really gory. And then Derek is tormenting and torturing this other sort of alien zombie they got hanging upside down on the cliffside. And then Barry gets pursued by a gang of them. And the funny thing about these alien or alien zombies is that they're just normal people. They don't have no special effects on them, except they're wearing denim shirts and denim jeans. And that's it. That's their costume. And they're going around sort of like eating and killing anything in sight. Anyway, they're pursuing Barry while Derek is tormenting this other one. And then we meet Oz and Fred, who are turning up in their car to come and help them sort of like solve this sort of problem. And the film goes off down this sort of avenue, like getting into these ghastly situations where we see lots of gore going on. And we see the leader of these aliens. It's like an old sort of man sort of thing. He's like a normal old guy, and he's like a leader of them, and he's treating them like a cult. And so and all these sort of zombie guys go chasing after Derek because he's tormenting the other guy on the cliff, and Derek falls down the cliff and sort of dies almost, but his brain comes out the back of his head, but he comes back to life, and he sticks all the brain back in his head, puts his skull back on, puts his belt on his head to keep his brain in, and he's sort of still about doing stuff. And so it's all these weird, bizarre things. If you think of Brain Dead, this is just like it, except a bit more wacky. Um, and it really sort of unfolds of these sort of like aliens trying to take over, and our heroes trying to sort them out. And then we get like this really bizarre, probably one of the most bizarre endings to any film ever made, um, which is really, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to spoil it, but it's absolutely gory, and it's absolutely wow. Where's that come from? There's loads of little gory moments in the film. We get one where there's one alien sort of puking up into this bowl, and they're all drinking it and stuff. It's a grotesque film, you know, like um, Brain Dead, like Terrifier. It's along those sort of lines, but obviously this is of its age. So let's have a look at the characters. Yeah, the characters are wonderful. I do like them, especially Derek and Barry. Barry really looks like a very young Ralph Innocent. When I first come on, I thought, is that Ralph? But he does. He looks a lot like him. And and Oz and Fred are the sort of sensible ones, but the other two are a bit flyby. But I really like their characters; they're really cool. The these sort of zombies or aliens, whatever you want to call them, are a bit of like cannon fodder, really. But I also like the sort of villainous boss. He's quite cool. But our four guys are really cool, and the characters are great fun. So here's my final verdict. This is an awesome film. It's absolutely awesome. I'm going to score it an 8 out of 10. It's a really good film. I can't give it 9 or 10, guys, because it's a little bit way out there. And it's sort of like it takes a few viewings to get this. Now, when I first saw this back on VHS, I didn't like it. I just couldn't get on with it. Yeah, I liked some of the practical effects and I thought they were really cool, but then it went a bit OTT and a bit too sicky for my nature. But as I've got older and gone more into horror, I've more appreciate it more. So after about, this is probably my fourth time I've ever seen it in my life. I liking it even more. Now I think it's awesome. The pluses of this edition, it's great to have a copy of it on Blu-ray, and it is uncut, and it is really sort of really um, great to have this. The negative is the transfer. It's like a VHS. It's like a really good VHS or poor DVD kind of transfer. It's not a great transfer, but it is what it is, and I've got it now eventually on Blu-ray, so I'm really, really happy. I just think this does need a boutique sort of label. I mean, to be honest, somebody, 88 Film, could pick this up and Brain Dead and put them in a double pack and remaster them with a 2K scan or even a 4K scan and make them look wonderful. But this is a 0K scan, but it's cool. It still looks really nice to watch, and the picture was steady. Um, there's a lot of grain in the film, and do you know what? When I was watching it, I was thinking, do I really want this to be in 4K or anything like really posh? And the answer to that is no. I think a lot of the charm in this film is its grainy, sort of dirty, cheap looking sort of film with the shaky hand cameras and things like that. It's all part of the charm of the film. So I don't know if I'd want it on anything else when I think about it. Maybe I'm quite happy with this release the way it is. It is a pain in the arse getting it over to English subtitles a little bit if you don't know how to work your system. So you'd figure that out before you watch the film and turn off the subtitles. But it does play in English. You just got to go through a few avenues to get there. Bad Taste, 8 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below. It's a cool little film. I'd still prefer Brain Dead. I think Brain Dead's the better of the two, but this was an absolute blast. I had fun watching it. I was giggling. There was one part in the film when the car's got the Beatles sitting in the front, the cardboard cutouts of John, Ringo, Paul, and George from the Sergeant Pepper's in their sort of Sergeant Pepper clothes, and it's just so wacky and bizarre, and it's just so cool. It's just so of its age. It's so of its age, And it's just like there isn't many films like this. Probably the trauma films are close to it, with these sort of Toxic Avengers and stuff like that are the probably closest film to it, or Street Trash. But these are on a league of their own. They're really cool, so check them out. And check out some other horror channels. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man v Film, RS Design, Pizzlewell. I am Ice Lord, Cat Watches Horror Movies, Grumpy Andrew's Horror House, and The Maniac. And a massive shout out to my lad. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.